thunderstorm blew through East Tennessee the other day, and I decided to film parts of it as a reminder to myself that sometimes we need to just stop, take a break from everything we're doing, and take what I like to call a nature moment. Whether it be sun, rain, birds, flowers, just a small moment to really notice it and enjoy it. I've really been enjoying a book I'm reading lately called Senzaburu by Michael James Wong. And he brought up doing something that I'm actually very bad at, but that I need to do more often. And that's the concept of resting so that you build resilience. He gives us 5 restful practices for resilience. The first being rest the body. And when you're tired, he says to minimize your actions and truly give yourself permission to do less. That's hard for us productive folks. But you truly get more done when you don't push yourself to exhaustion and get a good night's sleep. Next is rest the breath. Most, myself included, shallow breathe. And so it's good to take a moment from your day and really practice taking deep inhales and long exhales. You can set aside a few minutes each day to do this, and it really makes a difference for a calm mind. Speaking of the mind, he suggests that you try meditation. But if it doesn't work for you like it actually didn't for me, try setting aside a few minutes each day to doing something that you really love doing. Maybe you can get in the zone by painting, playing an instrument, or just putting together a puzzle. He also says something very important, such as rest your emotions. We're not made to feel one emotion all the time. And our bodies and minds just can't maintain that. And so he says, give yourself permission to rest. We gain a new perspective on our emotions that helps us differentiate between the needs of our attention and what is simply an emotional distraction. But he also says to rest your spirit. Sometimes you can pick a path such as fighting an injustice or an illness, but sometimes you need quiet moments even from those efforts. He says that when we allow ourselves a moment to rest, we can often find a renewed sense of purpose. So the next time you see something beautiful in nature, such as rain, sunshine, flowers, or birds, remember to take a small nature moment and truly rest yourself. And now that the rain has cleared up and it broke the heat a little bit, let's go ahead and break out our Tea Time magazine and make some really good looking scones. Now I made my own mix of mixed berries by using up some cherries and cranberries that I already had, and also some dates. But you can use whatever combination of dried berries that are your favorites. And don't worry, I will put everything you will need, including the directions on how to make it, in the description box below. This recipe also gave me a really good excuse to use up some of the fresh thyme that I've grown in my herb garden. And after many years, I have 3 pots absolutely full of thyme. and so I always like recipes that use it, just so I can trim them back a little bit. And as I like to get everything ready beforehand, I'll go ahead and cut up my butter and my thyme and all the fruit, so I don't have to start and stop later. And now go ahead and whisk together your dry ingredients, including your fresh thyme. And then you can cut in your cubes of butter and add your dried fruit. It's already smelling really good. And now you're going to go ahead and add all your wet ingredients together in another bowl. Now I started out with the correct measurement of cream, but you'll see later that I had to add a little more. Now you're going to add your wet to your dry ingredients and give a good stir. And this is where I realized that my dough was still too dry. And so I kept adding the heavy cream a little bit more at a time until it came together just right. And so if you make these, don't be surprised if you do find you need to add more cream. And now the fun part, we get to roll them out. I used one of my vintage biscuit cutters, and this one has a little fluted side so it makes them extra cute. And cut out as many as you can. And I always like to gather up my scraps to get as many cut out as I possibly can. I ended up re-rolling 3 times just so I could use up all my scraps. And now I usually spray my cookie sheet a little bit, and then I place all my scones on there. But it's not ready for the oven yet because we have 2 more steps. You can brush the tops with the leftover cream, sprinkle with a little bit of sugar, and then they are ready for the oven. And as for my tea break, I decided to go ahead and use a new plate, cup, and teapot that I found. I bought this plate and cup because of the really cute little pictures on them. And I found them for just a couple dollars at a Habitat for Humanity restore, where I actually find lots of little treasures. And in an antique store, I found this really cute little teapot for a few dollars and couldn't resist it since it looked like a little cottage. Now it doesn't say anything on the bottom, and so I don't know anything about it. But that's okay, I don't buy things to collect them or resell. I just buy them if I really like them and I can use them. And now we're ready for our tea break with our scones freshly out of the oven. They smell good, and I can attest to the fact that they taste wonderful, especially with some of the dates that was touching the baking pan and caramelized. So with a little bit of jelly, a cup of our favorite tea, curl up with a book, or sit on your front porch. And remember to rest your body, breath, mind, emotions, and spirit.